would each of you be able to just kind of give a short preview of your weight class at the Big 12 Championship and what Mizzou fans should expect from the weekend?
Well, I mean, we've seen most of the guys that we're going to compete against already, right? So, conference duels, we know what to expect. We're prepared. Nothing really changes, we put in the preparation, the time, and it's just, this is the fun time of the year. So we're going to go out, execute, have some fun, and hopefully win a Big 12 team title again.
Yeah, I've pretty much wrestled everyone at my weight class in my bracket for the past couple of years, so all familiar opponents.
I was just gonna say, like you hear the terminology like the haze in the barn, the work's done. So now time just really just go out there and have fun and do what we can do.
Curious, when you get recruited to come here, how much do you hear about, the streak and 12 straight conference titles? Is there a sense of responsibility going into a weekend like this for you guys?
I honestly feel like we don't really talk about it that much, just because it's an expectation, and that's, I think, why we've accomplished what we've accomplished is we know we put the work in and we work really hard and we do our due diligence and getting ready and getting prepared both physically and mentally, and the work just kind of takes care of itself. We're excited to compete. We're excited to go out there and have some fun. And yeah, it's just an expectation at this point.
I'll say, yeah, pressure is definitely a privilege, like trying to, looking back at how many conference championships that the team has. But at the same time, can't go out there and protect something that was last year. That was last year's team. So we got a new job this year, and that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, I kind of just want to win a national title. So we just go out there at conference and push all 10 guys through. And then I think nationals is more important. But I guess a byproduct of working really hard is going to be success in the conference.
Is there any, with nationals coming up so quick after this, I mean, do you have to pace yourself or do anything differently this weekend, or is it all out and then come back and do it all out again?
I mean, I just think that don't worry if you don't wrestle your best now. Everything should be, plan should be to get national, not conference. I'm sure everyone in the entire country would rather the national title than the conference title. So just those small adjustments that you would make after conference. You would like to see the mistakes at conference rather than at nationals.
Keegan, a lot of people have been kind of building anticipation for a potential match between you and David Carr. Obviously, out at the ISU duel, some people were kind of branding it as O'Toole Carr 4. What do you think, people should expect if you do end up meeting in that finals match?
Yeah, I was really, really upset that I couldn't wrestle him at the duel. Just timing of loose sucked. I was stuck in my bed for a couple of days, but it's just gonna be fun. Each match we wrestle, there's a lot of points on the board, and there's also a lot of really good wrestlers in the way. It's not just me and him. We gotta go probably 4 or 5 matches to get to each other. So it's gonna be just a good match.
You guys all kind of talked a second ago about that, expectations of the titles in the streak here. Is that kind of a mindset that's installed through coaching, or can you talk a little bit about Coach Smith and kind of what he's done for you guys?
I mean, you guys have heard the term Tiger Style a million different times, but it truly is the established culture that we build, and that comes with the preparation and belief in what we've done. And we just know that we embrace competition, we embrace wrestling the best guys, and that's why we enjoy moving from the MAC to the Big 12. Just that little step up, no diss to the MAC, but just a deeper conference and everything, and we enjoy it. And I think it's fun for all of us. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I'd say, one of our team pillars is expect to win. So every time we go out there, we're expecting to go out there and do what we know how to do and win.
You guys were talking earlier about the challenge of kind of the length of this weekend and waiting. What's the difference between going into this weekend where you might have 24 hours off versus a normal weekend during the season?
I would say I remember last year a lot of us were talking because we had a good amount of people in the finals, and I think we were all just kind of a little slow out there, and obviously we weren't very happy with how we performed that last session, So I think just kind of getting our bodies moving. I think I saw on the itinerary or whatever that we have a workout, which I knew Smith did that on purpose, at 1 p.m. or whatever the same day of the finals, because last year we were all just laying it around all day. And I think that's part of the reason we went out a little slow. So I think it's just getting our bodies moving. Now we kind of know what to expect, and just being more prepared this time.
Well, you've had a little bit of injury recently, and now you'll be returning at like a pretty big and tough tournament. So how are you feeling going into it?
I'm feeling great. Like I said, the work's done. This is a position I've been like pretty much like praying to God about putting me in this position. So I'm excited to get out there and compete.
Could each of you just kind of walk us through what your process is, both in the room and at home, for how you're staying healthy, staying, not sick, especially in March leading up to big tournaments?
Getting your sleep, getting at least 8 hours, eating good, eating enough food, because this time of the year, usually late in the season, maybe not for me, but I know that there's a lot of stress, so you don't really put those little things in as important. You're always thinking about competition. Make sure you're eating enough, getting your sleep, making sure that you're doing the right amount of workouts, you're not overworking yourself, and then if you have extra time, making sure you're using that to like some sort of rest. So nothing really. Like for me, it's hard for me to sit down, but I've been having to take off some golf because I know that I need to make sure that off time I have, I need to take a chill pill and not go try to squeeze in 9 holes before practice.
For me, it's just like not consistently just like sitting down and over stressing about things and thinking about wrestling 24/7. It's nice to get my mind off things. Like he said, he goes and plays golf. I'll do that sometimes. I'll go outside and shoot my bow, just kind of anything to get my mind off it when I'm not doing schoolwork. But also just praying and spending time with God and reading the Word. And I think we got Bible study tonight. But going to Bible study too, I enjoy doing that. That's just time for the team to get closer and for us to all bond and kind of just share how we're feeling with things and our growth spiritually. I think is super important as well.
For me, I know what works for me is when I'm wrestling my best, I'm not like constantly looking at rankings or watching film. Really, everyone's different, but for me, when I like pull myself away from the sport, once practice is done, that part of my life's done. Sometimes I'll call my brothers and play video games with them and talk with them, but like getting away from the sport outside of wrestling is important for me from mental health.
You talk about how your illnesses or injuries have affected your personal preparation for the championships.
I think it's more your mind rather than anything. Like you got to take time off, and I didn't wrestle for I think 5-6 days in a row. Over that whole weekend from like Friday, I didn't work out until Wednesday, and it sucked just in my mind. I just felt like I wasn't working hard. But that's just something that you have to understand that this is where you're supposed to be right now. You're not supposed to be working out. If you would work out, it'd make you worse. It's going to make you feel worse. So it's just really just trusting in, your body and your coaches, and that you're honestly doing the right thing and the most optimal thing you can do at that time. It's hard to believe that sometimes.
A million people say control what you can control. And over time, just maturing through my career, I've realized that, especially last year with my knee and everything. It's just understanding that, like, if you're hurt, like you said, it's more detrimental to yourself to push through and do more things. You just need to give your body rest and be prepared in that way and just believe that you're ready. We all know how to wrestle. We're all good at wrestling. So, yeah, it sucks that we might not be able to get on the mat or do certain things that kind of make us feel a little better, a little more confident. But at the end of the day, that you can do other things like mental work, visualization, reading the Word, doing things like that still keep you sharp and keep you at your peak.
Yeah, for me, I haven't been on the mat probably around a month, which is probably the longest I've ever gone. Not wrestling or do something. I'm really type A, if I want to get my workouts in every day. But one of the core pillars of our team is believe, and sometimes taking time off the mat and still believing in everything that you have put in this year is important.
Anything else for this week? All right.
Thank you.